Hello Accounting 101 students, welcome to week 2. I created this video just to provide a high-level overview of some of your goals for week 2 and the upcoming task that you have on hand. The first thing that I want to point out is that the main place for this class is going to be the modules area, and for each of the weeks I have instructions noted. So I appreciate everyone's online participation and enthusiasm that we had in week 1, and I hope that you'll continue this all throughout the semester. This week we're going to focus on forming connections, and we're going to get into groups for our case study assignments. We also have our supplemental instruction and tutoring program that starts this week. So here's a quick list of the things that you want to accomplish this week. Each week we'll have a checklist. The first thing that you want to do is join a case study group in the people link in our Canvas course site and introduce yourself to your group members. In our first week, I asked everyone to go to the discussions area and to create a posting to introduce themselves in the discussion board. Hopefully you had a bit of time to read through some of the information that your classmates posted introducing things about themselves, and you have a few students that you would like to be in a group with. Then you're going to go to the people area and you're going to add your name to one of the group numbers. So we're going to go to the modules area, and you can see that I have instructions to form case study assignment groups listed in a separate page. So you're going to introduce yourself in the discussion board, then go to the people link on the left side of the Canvas navigation menu, and you can add your name to a group number. You want to be in a group with approximately 5 individuals, and please make sure that you join a group or I will be randomly assigning you to a group because we are going to be starting our case study assignments fairly soon in our semester. So the next thing that I want to point out is we have in our week 2 module instructions a few things that have upcoming due dates. So one of the upcoming due dates is completing the chapter 1 required end of practice questions. So this is required online participation. I highly recommend that every student complete all 6 questions. Because if you're not completing all 6 questions, you might not be practicing enough for this class, and you also want to make sure that you're prepared to do your homework assignments. At the minimum, you need to address at least 4 questions with at least 90% accuracy, and if you complete all the questions with 100% accuracy, you're going to see a green check mark in the grades area. That means that this requirement has been completed. If not, if you only do the minimum, then I will be manually marking it complete or incomplete once the due date passes. But I will be reaching out to students if you're not completing this because it's part of the required components of our class. Another assignment that is due is completing the Chapter 1 Part 2 homework assignment. And you really should be starting your required online participation and your homework assignments at least 2 to 3 days prior to the due date in order to have enough time to ask any questions you might have. We do have our first review quiz coming up this week, and our Chapter 1 online review quiz will be administered online through Wiley Plus. You're just going to click on the link in our module at the time that the quiz is being offered. So please note the quiz timing in our course schedule. The quiz is only available for the time period noted in the course schedule. And the first quiz is going to be extra credit because this is your very first time taking a review quiz. The quiz will be 10 multiple choice questions that need to be addressed within a 30-minute time frame. You also want to plan out which days you can attend supplemental instruction and tutoring this week, if possible. I know not everyone will be available during the scheduled times that are available, but please try to arrange your schedule if possible to attend. If you cannot attend SI or tutoring, we also have a numerous amount of resources available to you within our Canvas website, or you can also meet with me during office hours. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the modules area. I want to point out that in our course documents module, we have our syllabus and our schedule. I have student office hours available at various times, so you can send me an email to schedule an individual one-on-one time, but I also offer an open session on Thursdays from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. So if you just want to pop in, ask some questions, hear what questions other students have, watch me demonstrate a problem, or go over something in our class materials, this is a really good time to pop in and ask those questions, or you can schedule a meeting with me to meet during office hours through the Canvas inbox. The Zoom links for supplemental instruction are included also in this area. We have supplemental instruction on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 1 o'clock until 2:30 p.m. And you just need to sign in with your full name as noted in the course roster. And also you need to include in your CRN number. So the course number that you are registered in, for example, if you're registered in the fully online class, you are in 10723 this semester. So at the end of each reporting period, I receive a report from the Learning Resource Center based on the attendance sheets submitted by our supplemental instruction leaders with a listing of which students that attended, how many hours they attended for supplemental instruction. And also you want to look out for recent announcements for information about our free accounting tutoring that is offered Monday through Friday at various times. So if you look at our Week 2 module, we have a number of resources that are available for you. So these tutorials and videos are also a good resource if you're unable to attend supplemental instruction. And I highly recommend every student to utilize these resources, especially the videos in our online environment. The assignments and the assessments that are due this week are listed in a separate section. So we have our required online participation, our Chapter 1, Part 2 homework. You want to form into a case study group. And you'll also notice I have a link for the supplemental instruction. This is the link I'm going to use to report extra credit points for students that attend within this period of time. Also coming up this week, we have our extra credit online review quiz. So this quiz is only available on September 2nd from 6 a.m. until 11 p.m. We also have our Chapter 2 assessment quiz and our Chapter 2 Part 1 homework that's also due this week. So you want to get a head start and read through Chapter 2 for the assessment quiz and the Part 1 homework. And for Chapter 2, we also have the tutorials and videos. I have the study guide that I highly recommend that you print out or download and fill out while you're reading through the chapter. The place that you're going to read will be in our e-textbook. In case if you don't have a physical copy of our textbook, you always want to launch the e-textbook from the Wiley Course Resources page. And within our textbook, there are a lot of illustrations that assist you with the Chapter 2 material. So Chapter 2 has 3 main topics: identifying the sections of the classified balance sheet. So you really want to look at the illustrations to identify the difference between current and non-current assets, current and non-current liabilities, and what goes in the equity section. You also are going to learn how to use ratios to evaluate a company's profitability, liquidity, and solvency. So writing down the formulas in the study guide, it's helpful. And you also want to be able to discuss the financial reporting concepts. So each chapter seems to have 3 or 4 main topics that you want to be familiar with. So you'll want to go ahead and complete that study guide. I also have student review slides for Chapter 2, along with some handouts and practice problems. These practice problems are available for every chapter for students after they complete all of the required components when they want to do some extra practice before taking the review quiz. So going back to our module instructions, you want to review Chapter 2, view the resources and videos, complete the study guide, take that Chapter 2 online assessment quiz. You also want to start on the Chapter 2 Part 1 homework that's due this week. Start the Chapter 2 Part 2 homework, and also you're going to get started on the case study assignments. I will have separate instructions and a separate video on the case study instructions. And we also want to emphasize that you want to work on the required online participation all throughout the week, not just on the due date. So in our classroom environment, you want to make sure that you view our online resources for at least 5 hours. So that's referring to the resources and practice area in Canvas. And typically for every lecture hour that a class has, so for every unit that a class has, you should be spending 2 to 3 hours outside of class time studying for this class. So this class is a 5-unit class, so you should expect to spend about 10 hours outside of those lecture hours. I do have a video on completing homework assignments and online quizzes. And if you have any questions, please utilize the Q&A discussion boards. If you have a question, it's very likely that other students will have the same question. So in our discussions area, I have a Q&A discussion board set up, and you can post any questions that you have in this area. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I will continue to share resources all throughout the week.